Hello, everybody. Welcome back, loves. Welcome to the Soul Tribe called Tarot Talk Live. Welcome to the collective. Welcome to the channel. And for everybody who is new to the channel, hello. My name is Catherine, and you are here for a good one today. And hopefully, you've already subscribed to the channel. So if you have, thank you so much. And for all the new subscribers, I want to welcome you and say thank you so much. And I appreciate you joining the channel. But please make sure you also hit those thumbs up because it does welcome others into the reading, those who are already subscribed and may not be notified. Also, hit those notification bells for me if you would and click all. That way you can be notified when every video uploads. And lastly, put a yellow heart in the comment section. And as soon as we get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to be announcing the winners for a 3-question personal reading. All you have to do every single video you see me upload is put a yellow heart in the comment section, and that will give you unlimited entries. Just to give you guys a look at my other channel, Queen Cancer Tarot, the link for that channel is below, and the link for my other channel, Tarot, She Reads Tarot, where I read for all 12 signs, is also below. But this is the drawing for Queen Cancer Tarot. And I will tell you there are about 1,000 or so entries in here, but a lot of folks are in here hundreds of times, okay, if you will, because they are wise and they put hearts in the comment section for me almost every single video, or as much as they can, or whenever they see me upload a video. So make sure that you guys are notified so you can see every time I upload. Even if you don't have time to watch the entire thing, go in there, put your yellow hearts in the comment section. That will get you entered in the drawing, and it'll do me a big favor, and it will get another notification out to another subscriber. So either way it goes, your yellow hearts, any kind of heart, you can hashtag win or hashtag free reading right there in the comments, and you will be entered. Now, we are almost at 100 subscribers, you guys. So if you can, please hit that subscribe button to help us get to 100. And as soon as we do, I'm going to go live, and we are going to have a live watch party. During the live watch party, there's going to be giveaways of readings, and you're going to be able to answer or ask questions during that live. And I will be going live on a regular basis. This channel was designed for me to go live. It's designed to be an interactive channel. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to come live with me, ask questions, be on live, state your comments, say what you want to say, get things off your chest. I mean, we're just going to be that kind of channel. So this is designed to be interactive, and that is our intentions. But I wanted to at least have 100 subscribers in order for us to effectively go live. Do you know what I mean? So the bigger the better, the more the merrier. But I wanted to be intentional. So, subscribe to the channel if you guys are generally kind people and loving. That's all that I ask for on this channel. I only want kind and loving individuals. And that's that. Everybody else can, go to another channel. But I just want kind individuals here. All right. So there's that. And enough of that. So please check out my other 2 channels. The links are below. Let's get to the reading, folks. Now, the last reading that we did, it was a little bit rushed. Okay. It was a little rushed, and tonight is going to be not as rushed. Okay. But we do have a time frame we want to stick to. So yeah, I am going to prayer. So I definitely am not going to be late doing that. So yeah, we have a time frame. All right, but tonight, what are we looking at? Well, basically, the last reading we talked about, the fact that there are things that, you know, unbelievable things that it's like, how can we not have seen this? Right. And it ties over into the message for this evening. Because one question I want to ask is, how is it that no one is is seeing this? How have we not seen this already? And was this done right underneath our noses? I mean, you tell me. We talked about the FBI. We talked about a potential catch and kill, okay, a cleanup job. We talked about that when it comes to this investigation. We talked about bigger optics, okay? Was it for just for us to see, okay? Or are we just needing to look at it a certain way? And then we also talked about perhaps new information. Okay, so because what there's something afoot right now with the sheriffs all back on Nancy's property as of late, seemingly collecting new evidence. What new evidence? Is it new evidence? Is it new intelligence that they may have gotten from somewhere and they're going to check things out? Is it perhaps to check timelines? Are they revisiting different theories? You know what I mean? So we looked into that, right? And what was interesting about that, so we're going to go back. That's why I left the cards out. Is we got the key, the talisman, and we got the full moon here. We also got this card of time that indicates time, this hourglass. And it has the moon and the sun. The moon is at the top, the sun is at the bottom, and it's a crescent moon. And we have the new moon here. So what's struck out to me, and timing is key, everyone. It really is. But what struck out to me was that all of this indicates different times, right? That is the key to all of this. And it refers to a passage of time, if you think about it. So, how much time passed between that full moon around the time Nancy was taken and the first new moon, or prior to that? Do you see what I'm saying? Going backwards. Could it have been something that occurred during the new moon when, you know, and then when we had that first full moon, something happened between that span of time? Could it have been that porch guy was two different people or two different times? I think we've nailed that down, right? I think that's been nailed down. But what is it about this lucky, and for me, I say break, lucky break, because we have shift. See what I'm saying? And we also have transformation, which is another form of something is changing. We have the law here with this protection card, right? And this to me looks like a windmill, something that blows in the wind. But it's like things are changing, right? It seems like this investigation is changing with the wind, doesn't it? It really does. But there's a couple things that appear to be very similar throughout this entire reading. And that has to do with a couple somewhere. That has to do with the fact that this isn't really tied to money as an initial causation. Initial causation tends to point to a revenge, someone who is angry and wants to prove a point about something. But we have this new life, which that really just gave me new life when I saw this, because I'm like, wow, after the shift, after this break, after this lucky break with the law, there's going to be new life. And it does seem that lately there appears to be some sort of new something happening in this case, y'all. And wouldn't it be fancy that the reason why we haven't really heard a whole lot from a whole lot of family is because family isn't getting a lot of information, because things could be turning back in a different direction as far as the law is concerned, and ties are either being broken or they're just being numb or mummed, if you will. People aren't talking. Why? Well, we have this friendship card and we have these arrows pointing in two different directions, seemingly doing like this. He did it, he did it. Friendship. Things are starting to shift and transform. The law is shifting. Friendships are shifting. New breaks are going to be coming out in this case. Now I've got a trail of questions that I want you to ask yourselves, and I want you to keep an open mind as I ask these questions, because this is very important. Okay. And I don't know how it is that we have not really seen this or asked this already in this way, but that's because this case is so much. It's very heavy. It's unbelievable in so many aspects, and it's complicated and detailed and simple at the same time. But let's ask ourselves this question and a series of questions. First thing that one typically does after a crime takes place that they've committed, okay? What is the first thing that someone typically does after they've committed a crime? I'll give you a couple of seconds. They cover it up, right? They clean it up. They want to somehow, before someone either walks in or before they have the, you know what I'm saying, so that they can get out of there and they don't want to have anything left behind, they're going to try to cover it up. Or some people may snap out of a state and may be regretful and they want to cover it up because they feel bad. So the guilt, or either the wanting to stay out of jail. Okay. So how would one go about covering things up if they committed a crime? I mean, you think about it. What would one use? You would either use something that's nearby. Okay. If you were outside committing a crime, you would take things that are nearby in nature to cover it up. Or if she was in the home, you would want to gather cleaning supplies to clean things up, to remove evidence. You would want to take the the victim of said crime out of Dodge in case there was any evidence left behind on the victim. You would not want to leave anything behind. So you would take time to clean up, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. Okay. And it may take some time, may take a couple of hours. Okay. What do you use? Cleaning supplies, maybe blankets, sheets, washcloths or towels, buckets, trash bags, shovels, things like that. You know what I mean? That could gather things, um, or remove things, or wipe things away, or clear or melt things away. You might burn something. So there, you may think of burned, or what is it? Let me get it right. On burned ashes. I mean, wasn't that one of like the phrases that was used in that like card? On scorched earth or something like that. I think it was scorched earth was like one of the phrases that was used in one of the that note that they wrote to their mom. Oh, I'm going to go back and get it and read it to everyone because I believe scorched earth was used as a phrase on that card. But never mind that. But you may burn things. How does one dispose of that aftermath? You would have to burn it, bury it perhaps with nature. That is a pure thought. Where do you bury things? In the ground? Okay. Where would you go? You wouldn't want to go far to bury something. So what if you buried something so close that it may just even be one of the last places that people would really, really look? Has anybody ever thought of that? If you were really smart, you likely would not want to be seen as cleaning up. So the next best thing to do would be what? Either destroy, like I said, or get rid of existing evidence entirely and completely, or send in a cleaner to either knowingly or unknowingly remove evidence for you. Now, if you wanted to knowingly send someone in or have someone knowingly go in to get evidence, they would need to, couple things. They would need to have access, and then they would need to be a willing participant to commit a crime, because that's a crime, right? They would need to be a willing participant in that crime. Kind of like a good old boy. Yeah, moving on. If you wanted to unknowingly send someone in, they would have to also have access to things that are in common, or be at some planned interval, be present for the purpose of said cleaning or evidence removal, whatever that may be. Example, the pool guy, the gardener going to water the grass and the nearby areas. He, ding, 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 right there will come back. Or it could be a cleaning company coming to clean the windows, clean all of the baseboards and other areas, thus removing evidence. That's an unwittingly, unknowingly way of having someone go in or allowing someone to go in. What if something happened and it fell in the pool? What if someone was put in the pool for purposes of committing a crime and then taken out of the pool? I'm telling you right now, I've had visions of something occurring in water, her being taken to said location. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I do feel that one thing that we have all missed, it has been mentioned, but do you all remember talk of someone watering some sort of a dug up, literally dug up spot? And when I say spotted, it had to have been like a formed spot, whether it was a circular, a square, I don't know, but it was a formed, a dug up spot. So an actual pinned out location, and they were watering the dirt in that area. Why? One of the things that you look for when you look for areas that have been, I'm going to say, tainted, the earth has been tainted or dug up, you look for indentations in that area of ground. You can tell that it's been recently disturbed because there will be an indentation in that area from all of the loose dirt. It's not going to be as impacted as the other areas, so it's very visible. But just think of someone who, after a heavy, heavy rain, or even a flood, or a lot of water being put in one place in a concentrated area, and that hot desert, after being in the hot desert sun for what, a few couple days, it's like nothing ever happened there. I could only imagine. Slight disturbance, if any. And after some time, well, it just looks like everything else, right? Has anyone ever considered, and this is the last point that we were going to get into that we weren't able to get into because of time. Has anyone ever considered the backyard could very well be a place where evidence, or even, God forbid, even Nancy could potentially have been placed? Just think about that for a minute. Someone comes to your home and they hurt you at your home. They know they have to get away from the area, but before getting away from the area, they leave you there. They hide you and leave you there and clean up. To me, that's someone with a very heavy guilty conscience that can't even make it off the property with Nancy. That's somebody who acted out of sheer, they were there for a reason. There was passion, there was anger involved. This took place, and they left her there. It's like a two-folded situation. It's kind of confusing in a way. You know what I mean? They had to have known her. This is all alleged, by the way. Everything I do and say on this channel is alleged. This is all for entertainment purposes only. I'm only reading these cards for intentions to entertain you. I do hope this is entertaining for you. I really do. But we're just reading cards here. Okay? Everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We are not here to accuse anyone of a crime in any way. We're just reading the cards and asking the questions that so many of you have been asking, and some that you haven't. But to the question of, is Nancy on the property somewhere, I think we need to get right into it, you guys, because again, I have to go to prayer and I'll be having to leave soon. So let's get to the questions. Yep, I gotta leave very, very soon. Do we even know what time it is around this place? Okay. Okay, so I'll leave those cards out because what I want to do is in the next reading, I do want to look at the tarot messages. I'm going to look at the oracle messages and then we'll pick up the tarot cards in the next one. Okay, you guys? Promise. Is Nancy on the property somewhere? And I'm looking at the Witching Hour tarot, by the way, or the Witching Hour oracle deck. Sorry, this is an oracle deck. I've picked up 2 cards from the other deck that I need to put back. All right. Ah, all right. Can only do that just a little bit. All right. So we have, oh my gosh. Number 40. As above, so below. You guys, really? Really? This was the card that had to pop out. First card out. Manifestation. As above, so below. As Nancy is, I feel like spiritually ascended, I feel like she is physically somewhere below ground, perhaps even right there on the property. Let's get another one, y'all. Number 4 also is an indication of being grounded, y'all. I can't. Number 4 represents grounded in the tarot, being in place, being focused, being grounded. Okay. Y'all, look at this. We got number 22. And we have the witching hour. 22 is 4, by the way. So I keep seeing 4s, but I have the witching hour, favorable circumstances, and learn. We have an open book here. We have candles and we have the moonlight. There's an indication that someone was reading, perhaps. The witching hour, favorable circumstances. Someone was up to no good. And I don't know if the rumors are true. I know that there's a rumor mill out there, and I'm not here to slander anyone or say anything that isn't true. But they say that certain people were practicing Wiccan or certain other practices. And we've got Book of Spells, and we literally have the witching hour, favorable circumstances. And then we have the manifestation card, like making something happen, using some sort of spiritual element to make something happen to Nancy, perhaps to carry something out. And is she below the earth, below ground there? Favorable circumstances, the witching hour, manifesting, making. This is people who are really busy. Book of Spells, like they are really busy with learn here. Number 4. Yeah, it's like they were trying to get in some sort of a spiritual, but it was on a lower realm. It wasn't of a higher, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't the Holy Spirit that they were focusing on, but I know the Holy Spirit is all that I'm focused on. So we're going to keep going. Under the deck, we have the witch hunter, danger. Y'all, we got the high priestess here with leadership. I'm just going to tell you right now, with midnight moth and distraction, and we have crossing the veil and mourning. You guys, danger, the witch hunter, high priestess. I just feel the next question is there evidence buried on Nancy's property? We're going to look at a different deck here. We're going to look at a different deck. Deep, dark, and dangerous. Is there evidence buried on Nancy's property? This card went out sideways. So we have love on its side. And we all know Nancy loved that property. Let's get another one. Love is on its side, you guys. And we have, oh my God, the underworld, Hades. I'm telling you right now, it's also on its side here. Under the deck, this card is all about resilience and rest. Resilience and rest. Yeah, I feel like she's resting. I feel like there's an energy of she refused to leave, y'all. She loved that property. I feel like she would have fought back. We all know that Nancy was very feisty. There was a reason why there was blood there, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Nancy put up a fight. If Nancy was anything like myself or like my mom would have been, Nancy would have fought. Nancy would have fought. She wouldn't have just laid down and just taken it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, with resilience and rest here, I feel like Nancy fought. And because of that, I feel like Nancy ended up in a position of rest. Okay. Is the area in the backyard where the ground was being watered a place of interest? All right, let's go back to this deck. Is the area in the backyard where ground was being watered a place of interest? The sacred vows. This is a tree. This is someone who's representing a tree. And their hair has all of these sacred vows written on it, almost like a scroll. But this is definitely someone who's outdoors, but they're elevated because you see they're in the cosmos. They're a part of the cosmos. This talks about commitment. Commitment. If you think of something you're committed to, it's something that you are, like I said, you're not going anywhere. You are committed to that and you are You know what I'm saying? Nothing can take you away from it. They can't keep you from it. You are bound and determined and placing yourself in position and not moving. That is Nancy's energy. She was not gonna go away from there unless you took her away from here. And that is the stance that I feel she took. We also have, and I just took this first card off the top, the invitation in the reverse. Y'all, number 5, I can't. See, this is again, you were not invited here. I feel that if there is anything, there's an energy of they weren't invited there and Nancy was not about to leave. They had to leave her there. There was something that disabled them from taking her away from that property. I feel that this is someone who's been wanting Nancy off of this property, if you ask me. But that is my own personal opinion. And that is that. Under the deck, enter at your own risk. Pause. I told you. And then we have the elements. Y'all, I'm done. And it says back to the basics. I am done with this reading. I really am. Prying eyes is the next one. I can't right now because I feel like there were people there that knew that they weren't invited and they weren't supposed to be there. It was more than one person. There were multiple people there. From the very first reading, I've seen at least three on her property, like snakes, you guys. I'm not even kidding. And she says, enter at your own risk. And this is number 11, y'all, karmic. I feel that this is someone she knew, but I feel like there's an energy of you better think about it. Move at your own risk. Prying eyes, and we have bewitched. I feel like they were afraid when they realized there were cameras, other cameras. There's other elements to this, you guys, that we're going to find out about. We're going to get back to this because I am going to break all of this information down with the tarot messages because this reading here was off the chain. I knew number 88 was going to be spectacular, but I didn't realize like how big. I love you guys so much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Make sure you tag this video and share it with your friends. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye.